Hey guys, so here's a kind of an interesting one. Scientists think there's a mirror universe where time moves backwards. Well, if there is, sign me up because I would like to go back and relive the 90s if possible. Although it'd be reliving the 90s in reverse. So think about it. Think about like the Pokemon craze. You know, you've got all your cards and selling them left and right, and then suddenly it goes back and it's before Pokemon's created. It's like, do your cards disappear? Or do you like, okay, well, I have all these cards now. What do I do with them? And then if time goes backwards, do people remember what happened already? Or since it goes. But remember, time is just a construct, it doesn't actually exist. Time is a tool we can put on the wall or wear it on our wrist. The past is far behind us. The future doesn't exist. So, all right. Some scientists say that our universe could just be one side of the coin. The other side is something they call the anti-universe. It's basically a hypothetical mirror universe where time moves backwards, which would be pretty cool. Scientists think a mirror universe exists. I mean, that's nothing new. They've been talking about mirror universes and multiple universes, and infinite universes. But how exactly did scientists come to this conclusion? By taking a guess. A new study on the matter focused on the three most important symmetries that scientists have found in nature: charge, parity, and time. Time is just a construct. Charge basically dictates that if you flip the charge of a particle involved in an interaction to its opposite, then you'll get the exact same interaction. Parity then dictates that if you look at a mirror image of an interaction, you will see the same result in the reflection. Finally, time dictates that running any interaction backwards in time will cause it to look the same. This fundamental idea is known as CPT symmetry for short. As Live Science notes, most physical interactions obey at least most of these symmetries most of the time. However, there are some violations. Stop in the name of the law. Despite those outliers, scientists have never found any interactions that ignore all three symmetries at the same time. In this new paper, though, scientists posit that the symmetry doesn't just pertain to actions that take place in the universe. Instead, it applies to the entirety of the cosmos. So they're basically saying, it doesn't just pertain both in the universe. Instead, it applies to the entirety of the cosmos. Yeah, so just saying whatever they were talking about before. It's a fundamental thing that happens all throughout the universe, or cosmos, or however, whatever you want to. Where are we going? Happens cosmos, but how do you get from talking symmetry in the universe to proposing a mirror universe altogether? That's where things get interesting. Now, we all remember what Mr. Miyagi told us about balance. Balance not just about karate, balance about whole life. If you've ever watched any of the Star Wars movie, then you probably heard people about the Jedi talk about the Jedi and the Sith balance each other out. Fantasy movies also talk about the precarious balance between good and evil. This basic idea of balance that has led scientists to believe in the existence of a mirror universe. I mean, that's always true as well. You always hear like, oh, their balance must be maintained, and this and that, and there's good and evil. If you have light, you can't have light without dark, and blah blah blah. When it's often Earth, so it's often hell, it's often heaven. Balance the cosmos. So we must bring balance to the Force. By extending the idea of CPT I was about to say something else. It also has those letters, although one of them isn't in there. Symmetry to the entirety of the cosmos. Scientists argue that we cannot see our universe as the bigger picture. Instead, our universe is simply one flip of the charge, so to speak. As such, there must be more, a mirror universe that's just like ours, except running backwards in time to account for CPT. Not only would a CPT obeying universe create balance, it would also create additional discoveries around dark matter and everything as a whole. Scientists say that a CPT obeying universe would allow for the universe to naturally expand instead of relying on a period of rapid expansion, the Big Bang. This alone could open the door for a variety of viable alternatives beyond the theory of the Big Bang. Throwing in a mirror universe would also open the door for additional neutrinos. These particles always appeared as left-handed, whereas all the other particles in the universe consist of both left and right-handed varieties. This, scientists say, could be another clue to the existence of a mirror universe. Scientists say that it's unlikely these right-handed neutrinos would be visible. Instead, they'd be invisible particles more akin to dark matter, which manifests itself through interactions with gravity. Altogether, it's an interesting idea, and one that is infinitely more complex than you might think upon first hearing about it. But proving its existence won't be easy, because our mirror universes exist before the Big Bang. There's no way of us to visit it. There goes my plan. However, scientists can dig deeper into it through testing. Who knows, maybe we'll see more in-depth research on this matter sometime in the future. Or in the past. Oh God, John, you're so fucking funny. So, a mirror universe where time goes backwards. Like I said, I would love for that. I really would. Sorry. I had to pause because I had to yawn, and then I'm like, you know what? What if I cut back in and my mouth is just like open? So I'm sitting there like that, and then suddenly I'm like, but yeah, there's a whole shitload about our universe that we don't know about. You know, from dark matter, which they say also helps make up most of space, to alternate universes, to mirror universes, to infinite universes. Some people think, I mean, the way, if there's multiple universes, some people think it's kind of like just like side by side, just like think of like one big room and just like universes all next to each other. Like I said, when we get to the end of our universe, if that ever does happen, what's going to be there? Do we just cross over to another universe, or is there some kind of boundary that blocks us from going over? So. But as I said before, learning about the universe and other planets and stars and this and that is a lot better than, trying to figure out everything about this planet when this planet's not going to be around forever. So it's best to learn about space and the universe and what makes up that universe rather than trying to figure out this planet. Because in a couple billion years, this planet won't even be here. So. But yeah, a universe where time goes backwards. If that was the case, where would you want to go? I mean, if it all goes backwards, would we age in reverse? So if you put a 100-year-old person there, do our bodies start aging in reverse, or do we still continue to age? But how would they say that time goes backwards? Like, where time moves backwards. So physically, does time move backwards for us? Like I said, do we age? Like, so suddenly you put an old person there and, they just go back to being a baby and suddenly not exalt. That's our death, where we basically de-evolve or de-age to the point where we're just fetuses and cells again. I mean, it's like, oh boy, I don't want to die. Well, you're not really dying. You're just becoming unalive. Or, like I said before, is it like the like I say, you go back to the 90s. Does it start at 2000, and then suddenly it's like, 1991 again? It's like, how does time move backwards in this universe? You'd get to visit the swinging 60s again. That's if your body doesn't, age backwards. Because, if you're like my age and everything, you're not going to make it to the 70s or the 60s or the 50s. But, yeah. So what do you guys think about the mirror universe? Let me know. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye.